What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So before we go into the video of today, that is the review for Best Friends in the World episode 13 and expectations for episode 14, I want to ask you guys to rate this movie Best Friends in the World. What rating would you give to this particular movie from on the scale of 10? Like, what is your rating? So the least is 1 or 0, nothing, and the highest is 10. So how much are you going to rate this Best Friends in the World movie? So comment on the comment section your rating. If you're giving it 10, put it down. If you're giving it 9 or 8 or 6 or 7 or 5 or less than 5, put it down on the comment section. Let's get it done, guys. Also, if you know you're a lover of Olive, I know a lot of you actually love Olive on this my channel. Like, a lot of you here love Olive. I know. So if you know you love Olive Lane, just click on the subscribe button. If you don't click on the subscribe button, I'll know and I'll believe that you don't love her. But if you know you love Olive Lane, click on the subscribe button and I'll tell that, yeah, like, people are showing love towards her. And if you love the movie Best Friends in the World, also click on the subscribe button. Yeah. So yeah, episode 13 was a wonderful and lovely episode. Oh my god, like, our expectations were met. Like, I could say so that most of my expectations were met, and we waiting for after a week for them to release episode 13 was worth it, because episode 13 was awesome. Though the episode was more like going around Olive and all the decathlon competition stops and all that, but then it was actually worth it. There were lots of drama in this particular episode and I love it so much. Yeah, and I was arguing with somebody on the comment section of my last video about Esther being jealous towards Olive concerning, like, Angel's attention towards her, and the person was like, she doesn't see it like as jealousy, that Esther was not jealous, that she was just looking out for Olive. And I was like, how? Like, everything Esther showcased in episode 12 was a clear was a clear picture of jealousy. So I'm like, how is this girl saying that it's not jealousy? Because everything there was jealousy, and even we saw it ourselves in episode 13 that what Esther showcased there was pure jealousy. Like, she was jealous over Angel's attention towards Olive. So man, like, it is what it is. And though it was okay, like, the fact that they reconciled in this, like, episode 13 was actually nice. So let's get into our review for episode 13. So finally, the almighty novelist A. Augustine has been exposed. Oh my god, guys, Esther and Olive finally found out who A. Augustine is. Wow. Oh my god. Like, finally the cat has been let out. Oh, it felt like, I don't know whether they were happy or they were disappointed or they were angry, but from the look of things, I feel like they were happy. You could see Esther literally jumping up, knowing that Adam was A. Augustine. Oh my god. I just hope that the whole school doesn't find out sooner than later. Because, well, I doubt they would. Like, if Adam, like, tried to convince the girls to keep quiet, they might actually keep quiet. But then it was actually nice for them to have found out that Adam was A. Augustine. Let's see what happens in episode 14, how he's going to go about it, whether he's going to, like, keep on lying or come up with an excuse, or if he's going to come clear to them and tell them that, yes guys, I am A. Augustine. I didn't want you guys to know because I want to, like. So in episode 14, we are expecting to see how Adam is going to handle him being exposed as A. Augustine. In my last review of episode 12, I mentioned that the reason why Evelyn was going for that decathlon is because of David. And yeah, in episode 13, she made it clear. I knew she was going to make it clear. I said it in my previous video that let's see if she's going to, like, say that she was going to the decathlon because of David, and she said it's like she actually did. So she was actually going for the decathlon because of David. If you see when she was having discussion with her mom on the dining table, and she was like, David better be worth all the stress. So she was actually doing it, but why? Why would she want to jeopardize like other people's chances just to get to David? Like it doesn't make sense. Like she has every opportunity. David is your classmate. You see David every day. So, like you have every opportunity to talk to him, to do whatever you want to do with him. So why go that far as going for the decathlon and ruin other people's chances just to get David? And badly enough, David doesn't even rate her. Like you could see when David was discussing with Olive that he doesn't even have even an atom of feeling for Evelyn. I also made a video saying that I actually wish to see Evelyn and David together. But then like it shows that David, like right now, it shows that David doesn't even have an atom of likeness or feeling for Evelyn at all. Like the guy hates Evelyn so much. Like the hatred is just too much. So like it might not be possible for us to see both of them together. It might not happen. But then anything could happen. Feelings can develop, and like I said before, people that hate each other end up like being the best couple ever. So let's see what happens with Evelyn and David in episode 14 or in subsequent episodes. Another thing I noticed about Olive is her speaking her thoughts out. In episode 12, there was a point where she was saying something in her mind, and Evelyn had it. And the same thing happened in episode 12 also, in episode 13 rather. Like, I'm just wondering how, because we watching it, like we see it as her thinking to herself. But then Evelyn was like, she could hear what she was. At first I thought, is Evelyn using magical powers or using juju? How is she able to like know what exactly Olive was thinking? So it now happened that Olive was actually like thinking out loud, like she was soliloquizing, and everybody could literally hear her. So I thought like she was actually speaking to herself and nobody could hear. But it was actually surprising and appalling. Then the point where Olive was like searching Evelyn's bag, and she told Esther to like hold Evelyn back so that she will not like come take the bag from her. And I was like, everybody in the class was just looking. Like nobody was, like in the normal class setting, people be like, what is happening? Like they'll think they are fighting, they'll like stand up to come and see what is happening or something like that. And that kind of scenario or that picture. But they're just like looking, like acting nonchalant. Though they were like watching them, but they're like not interfering and all that. So it was kind of somehow, but then I feel like it's okay. Maybe depending on whatever picture they are trying to paint there. But I feel like there could have been an agitation or someone like trying to come and separate them or talk or like interrupt and something like that. But it's all good, Sha. I actually love that part also.
It had to be this way. That's right. You send these pictures to my phone.
Sure.
I actually love Miss Lucille so much. I love that woman. She's number one beautiful. I love her accent, the way she talks. I love how she teaches. I love how nonchalant she could be sometimes. And she and Olive, like she was like Olive is like her, and in fact both of them actually like like they are similar in terms of standing up for the truth, like being all this intelligent. Should I say saucy? Not saucy, but that kind of thing. And the fact that she was, she gave Olive all the advice, and this one thing about being a form teacher or a class teacher, like you have to have this relationship with your students, like you talk to them, give them advice and all that, and it was fun. I think Olive like actually found solace or found comfort talking to Miss Lucille, and it looks so beautiful. Though she never like did that with Mr. Ben, but I think Miss Lucille is a female and she felt more comfy to talk to Miss Lucille. And the fact that Miss Lucille had proven several times, like over and over again, that she actually has like Olive's back. So Olive probably felt that comfort place to like, share with her what she was going through and all that. And it was actually fun. But then my dear Olive, like she actually misinterpreted what Miss Lucille told her in terms of the protest, and well, though the protest like yielded a good result, but then like she not actually like really understood what Miss Lucille was trying to say. So she just took the literal meaning and interpretation and made use of it. Like she not like try to look at the situation or look at like the settings, the scenario, and see how she could make up or come up with the best way to handle it. She just like took what Miss Lucille told her and just used it like that. Miss Lucille was funny when she came in the morning and saw her. Like she was like, this was not what I asked you to do. This is not the way I asked you to do it. Like go back to your class. And Olive was like, no, that I'd rather get into trouble than go to your class. The way Miss Lucille was like she don't even know what to do. She just left her like that. That was actually very funny.
I'd be honored to get into trouble for standing up to corruption.
We found pieces of evidence and we presented it to the school board, but they threw it out. So my friends and I, in fact my entire class, we stood at the gates and held a protest. Placards, chants, the works. It ended up getting on the news, and the allegation was properly reviewed. The vice chancellor got fired, and that's that. But that was in an organized society. I can't imagine anything like that producing results in this country. It's the reason I begged my parents to let me finish school in London. Best decision I ever made. But I'm back. I see myself showing appreciation for the things I left behind. And the reason I left still exists in narrow-minded people and their backward beliefs. But with some work, I'm sure we'll get there. I'm sorry, I got carried away. Tell your friend to stand for justice if they can. Too many young people are comfortable with lies and covering up evil. And I don't blame them. The world has made it easy than choosing uprightness. But choosing right and making tough decisions is where we find long-term benefits. And that, my dear, is the summary. I'll let you go, but I hope that there's something there that you could use.
There's definitely something that I could use. Thank you, Miss Lucille.
She's like me.
Well, the start of Olive's protest was actually very funny. The way she was holding the placard or the signboard, I was there. It actually looked so funny and all that. And though the protest actually yielded a good result, like the result was saying Mr. Gibson was sacked and Mrs. James was restored, and it was fun. And the fact that she was just the only one actually standing there and protesting made it look so funny. And one man protest, her voice was not even loud enough. But though, like the protest was fun and it yielded like a very good result. And the fact that her friends were actually like willing to support her, like Maria came out like endangered herself just to like serve or help Olive and to support her and all that. It was actually beautiful. And David also came out to support her, so that was great.
You can handle the shift. Catch you later, Oli.
Thanks, David. What if the school tells the Baron reps you did this? They could take you off the wait list. I think the school would rather boast of their student getting into Baron than thwart my chance of getting in. Smart.
Mommy! Good afternoon, dear. Olive, what happened? Did they stop you from entering school?
No, we chose not to enter.
What do you mean you choose not to enter? What could be so important that you had to skip school and pull me out from work to see the principal?
We're protesting, see?
So yeah, in episode 12, my review, I talked about Olive and Esther, having a lot of clashes in episode 13. And I also mentioned that they are going to like probably reconcile. And it happened like Olive and Esther actually like had time to talk things out. Though Archie had spoken to Esther beforehand, like he saw the jealousy, he saw through her, and that this girl was jealous. Like he talked to her, but Esther didn't listen. And it was cool that Olive like had to like stand up to confront Esther. All thanks to David. David was the one that gave her like the idea, to be the upper person, or be the boss of the situation and talk to Esther. Because imagine, like, both of them are friends. Like, they've been friends for a very long time, best friends for that matter. As best friends, if you don't have issue, like your friendship is not interesting. What makes a friendship interesting, or one of the interesting spices of friendship, is disagreement, quarrels, like fighting. If these things don't happen in friendship, man, that friendship might not be very solid or interesting. So like I love the fact that they brought that particular thing into this movie. Like it shows that, yeah, this is what happens in real life. It made it so realistic, like friends having issues and all those kind of things. Like it's realistic. So them bringing it into this particular movie made sense. And it's also awesome that Olive had to like pick up the courage and talk to Esther. During that protest, it's now dawned on her that what Esther did was actually mad, because like she had not really processed the whole thing. So during the frustration of that protest, like the whole thing now dawned on her that, man, why would Esther do that to me? Like she was so offended, she was so mad that she didn't know what to do. She had to like just rant it out and all that. But then like finally they reconciled and they came back together. Their friendship was still going. Though unfortunately Adam hadn't come back. Like they've not brought Adam back to the clique, or Adam had not come back to the clique. But let's see in episode 14 if Adam is going to come back to the clique, or if he will still be there, like following Evelyn around.
Don't let her say squat in this house. You love Angel for his kindness and his empathetic music. I'm pretty sure that he knows that fans like you are the backbone of his career. He'd never take you for granted. Not that I would know. I don't know what's going on in his head. I'm just guessing.
You don't know how many times I tried to sabotage you in his presence.
But you love me too much.
Probably more than you love me.
Do you think so? Do you really, really think so?
No.
I don't think it's about one's love being bigger than the other. I think our love languages are just different.
I can't promise that I won't be a bit annoyed when it comes to Angel. But I'll try my best to see things objectively.
I think we can overlook this one selfishness.
I just needed someone to vent to. I don't even have Adam anymore.
I forgive you. And don't worry about Adam. We'll recover him.
You see Evelyn's mom. Oh my, I actually like that woman. Like the way she speaks, like so calmly. Like she's a typical like rich woman. The way she speaks so calmly, so articulated. Like you could see the pride in her. You can see that ah, that pride, that shoulder raising in her voice, in the way she speaks. Like she takes a word one after the other, like so calmly, and it's so beautiful. Like I just love the woman's character. Like she acted it so perfectly well. But then that woman, she's very, very creepy. She's a tortoise. Like yeah, she's very corny, because she doesn't like to be ahead. Like she doesn't like to be in the game. She'll just look for somebody and put the person in the game. Like in this case, she used Mr. Gibson as the bait. Like it was Mr. Gibson she used to play the game this time around in doing all the perpetration. Though Mr. Gibson also has his own faults. Like he is in the business of bribery and corruption and examination malpractice, completion malpractice, and all that. So Evelyn's mom used him as like a game player, for him to like carry out all dirty works, how to like make Evelyn qualify for the decathlon competition and make her make the list. So I just like and I also like the way she she solved that issue. Then this woman is so mean. Like she has always been mean. Look at the way she acted towards Maria's mom. Oh, on the dining table, that was so bad. Like so disrespectful. Well, that is how most rich women do. Women who are rich and they are saucy and rude. That is the way they actually act most time. So I'm not actually surprised.
I assure you the matter will be dug up, and if there is such a case, the perpetrators will be properly dealt with. But please, this isn't the way to go about it. The kids ought to be in school. Now, I've given my word. Let them give a token of their trust.
Yes, they must return to class.
We'll expect to hear the conclusion soon.
Absolutely, ma'am. You will. Think about the kindness we've done you, Agnes.
Yes, ma'am.
So talking about Mr. Gibson, the principal, like personally, I don't like the man. I don't like him. The man, well, the man is just like he's a bag of evil. I'll put it that way. Like right from time, I don't like the man. Like he has malpractice in him, he has corruption, he has every bad trait in him. Like it's not even the best person for a principal of a secondary school. Like if I was the owner of that school, I wouldn't even employ him as a teacher. Both as a teacher, as a principal, or as a member of the board of directors or whatever, he's not meant to be on any of that list. He doesn't want it. Such a person shouldn't be seen around students, young people, because he's going to show bad influence. Like very, but then surprisingly, in most secondary schools right now, like you see people like him as principals, like young people like him as principals, and it's so funny. This happens mostly in private secondary schools. You get like it's not really cool. The man has, you can see the case with him and Victory's mom. Like someone came to bring a, a complaint to you, like you are trying to now, well, of course, like he acted typically as any villain would have done, or somebody in his shoe would have done. He's trying to also like negotiate with the woman to be on a good side. Like man, the man self is very very funny. I won't lie, very very funny. Even the hand that even facing him, he wanted to buy the hand. Like when he was talking to Evelyn's mom on the dining table that time, I was trying to put the blame on Evelyn's mom. The guy is funny, I won't lie.
You will not use my school for your backwater operations. Do you know what those kind of things can do to business? Parents have withdrawn their kids over less.
What?
How dare you try to justify? Tell me the competition that allows such corrupt practices, and the Lighthouse will no longer patronize them.
How does it differ from what you were willing to do for Evelyn? Or is it only your daughter that gets to use the shortcuts?
How dare you? How dare you, you incompetent fool! I brought you from the slum and placed you on a reputable position on the school board. I let you run it, and you have the...
Then for Evelyn, I don't know whether she was actually feeling remorseful or if she felt challenged. No, she wanted to back out. She wanted to drop out from the competition. Like it's actually creepy. I didn't know whether she was actually serious because she felt remorseful and she didn't want to like go that lane, or because she was being pressurized and she was, people are talking about her and all that. I don't know that is the reason why she wanted to like give it up, or she was just expressing the pressure like she was facing, all the challenges and all that. But then I felt she was being remorseful, but then I can't really actually say or pinpoint why she was acting the way she was acting and why she wanted to like opt out of that competition. But whatever it is, let's see in episode 14 if she's going to go ahead with the mock or if she's going to like drop it and just stop. Probably when she does that, David might change his mind about her and actually like consider being friends first if something must or should happen. Guys, I said it that Mr. Adeni was going to reach out to Evelyn's mom. I said it and I was so happy. When that call came in, I knew it was going to be Mr. Adeni. I knew it was going to be the one. And I was so happy that he called. But then let's see what Like I thought like they are going to actually show us where they meet in this episode 13, but they didn't. So let's wait for episode 14 and see when he meets up with Oli's mom and see all the excuse he has to give. He needs to give us an explanation where he went to. Why would he just ghost her like that? Like he just went on ghost mode. He not even say anything like that, and just appear out of the moon again to just like fix a date with her. What kind of thing is that one? It's not good. So let's see what happens if he's going to give us a reason why he disappeared. Of course, he should. So let's wait and see what happens if he's going to do so or if he's not going to do so. But then he's going to do so, I feel so. And do you think that Oli's mom might give him another chance? Because I feel she still likes him. Because the way she was shocked and the way she acted, I feel she still likes him. So would she give him another chance or not? We don't know yet. Let's see in episode 14.
I'll let you know.
Okay, I'll look forward to it.
Bye.
And yes, I saw my beautiful Udvak again in this episode 13. Like, I actually like Udvak because she's beautiful. That is basically, though she was a villain, but she's a fine girl. And Oliver to consult her because of, she has the upper hand in playing foul games and getting information from different sources. So she's the number one in getting like information of how bad somebody is. Like if you want to like look for dates or bad thing about somebody, she's the best person to go and meet. So Olive knew better to go and meet her. So Olive went to her and she gave Olive all the information Olive needed to go against Mr. Gibson, all the proof and everything, and it was actually worth it. And that girl, she still has pride. Hey, her pride never finished. She still has pride, and it is that pride that fits her so much.
Shady deal involving LHS staff, from members of the school board to the janitor, especially that measly Mr. Gibson, the brightest brother.
How did you get all this?
Why? Are you looking to learn my ways, or do you regret making me the enemy?
Not for a second. I'm only here because you're skilled at the unscrupulous, and I find myself in need of dirt.
Why are you even helping us? Pointless to hoard since I can't use them anymore. And my need to expose the truth outweighs my dislike for you. You see, you're not the only champion of justice. I cared in my own way.
Except when you champion justice, you drag others down and step all over them. Well, thanks anyway. I hope you won't change your mind and say I owe you.
Don't put ideas in my head. How will you use it? I have a few ideas.
A front page splash
with a blinding headline sounds exciting. I could write you something sensational for a price.
Meh. Not really my style. But thanks for the tips, and thanks for this.
Archie and Esther's relationship is the longest I've seen in this movie. Though we don't know about other people's relationship, but the both of them have been in the longest relationship. Oh my God. Like, though they had issues at some point, but then the fact that they came back together and they're still together, and the fact they like each other is also cute and beautiful. Though Archie's sister haven't really changed towards Olive. Like, she still has this remorse and this, why would you be dating this kind of girl kind of feeling towards Esther? And it's not really cool. So, but then of course Archie still likes Esther, and he stood up for her. And the fact that he even had to challenge as his sister and talked about all our previous relationship. That his sister said, do you guys see that guy, the new boyfriend? Hey, that guy, like the way the guy was acting himself, like, what is this? Is the girl controlling you or you're controlling the girl? Like, he was just acting like a novice and somebody that they've used juju for. Anyways, I'm not gonna lie, I like David. Like, I like David a lot. The guy is a cool guy, he's a fresh guy, he has sense and he has a sense of reasoning. Him coming to support Olive during the protest and talk to her, like, give her good advice, bought her ice cream, and was there with her to support her, everything. Like that was awesome, very very awesome. Like he gave Olive the best advice on how to handle issue with Esther, and you also supported her through the contest. That was beautiful. And another part was where those guys came to fight Olive. Like the way he came and defended Olive, like Evelyn was there on the ground, like he didn't even care about Evelyn. He was just focused. Now let me ask, how many people like Olive in that school? David, Romeo, Adam, who else? Like almost everybody likes Olive. So David stood up for Olive, and it was actually like very very nice. He did not even mind Evelyn or whether she fell down or not. Like his focus and his concern was just on Olive, and that is like a trait of a very good friend. It looks so beautiful. You see, Olive's mom at the principal's office, like I like the fact that she actually like stood up for her daughter. That Mr. Gibson, the man is very manipulative, very very manipulative. But then Olive's mom was wise, and she stood up for Olive, and she challenged the principal very 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 well. And I love the fact that she and Olive are getting along again. Like they are getting close again, and she's been there for Olive as a mom and giving her all the support, all the advice, all the cheers that she can give to Olive, and that is very very beautiful. It's something that Olive really needs. Just that recently Olive is always keeping things from her, and I think she's used to not really telling the mom everything again, and it's quite sad. But then the fact that they are still cool and they are still best of friends is still awesome.
Or your counselor, or even to the principal directly. Although something about that man just gives me the creeps.
Me too. And Mom, you're right. I just couldn't shake the feeling that I would get suppressed. After all, Principal Gibson is the proprietor's brother, and his niece is the one I found the more questions on. I had to go public.
I understand, but it's better to have it on record that you tried the right channels and were stifled before doing anything like this. If in the future there's a situation like this, promise me you won't take matters into your hands. You must come to me first. I'm here to guide you. I'm your mother. I'm hardwired to forever be in your favor.
I know, Mom. I'm sorry.
Now we must pipe down and let them do the investigation. The proprietor has given her word.
I hope she'll be fair.
Whatever happened to Principal James?
They didn't tell us. They must have at least told the parents. They just woke up and announced Mr. Gibson as principal.
They told us she was being temporarily substituted and that she will return of her own will.
Yeah, right. They probably fired her so they can freely commit their crimes.
I wouldn't actually like blame Maria's mom the way she acted. Like she acted what she should have acted. She did what she should have done in that situation, because basically it is Evelyn's mom. She works for Evelyn's mom, and Evelyn's mom like basically pay her salary, so she feeds them. And the fact that she gave Maria a free ride scholarship to her school, Maria is basically not paying school fees. That was like something big. This is something I also want to do. I also want to have school where I'll have people that are on scholarship, full scholarship. They don't have to pay school fees and all that. So that's something that I look forward towards doing. And she just did what she had to do at that point in time, because she doesn't want to lose her job, and she doesn't want Maria to jeopardize her future by engaging in activities that will lead to that. So she acted like a literal or a typical mom would have done. So guys, that is it for my review for episode 13. I hope episode 14 will be a lot more fun than episode 13. We look forward to a lot of excitement, a lot of beautiful things, and all that in episode 14. So guys, once again, if you've been enjoying our reviews and you're liking our videos, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let's have fun on the student place. Once again, if you're interested in scholarships, I want to Jackpot from Nigeria, check up our Jackpot series and other videos on our channel that talks about scholarship, and please subscribe so that you will be updated, and turn on your notification so that when we post new video you will know. Okay, so bye for now.